Alrighty. What is a high value man? That's one thing we're going to look at here. Destiny and SNeako talk to this red pill guru grandpa guy, some Jerry Asher guy who claims to be the guru godfather of the red pill movement. You know, I said I was going to join the red pill manosphere thing, be part of that, whatever. But, you know, looking into it, I was like, oh, man, this stuff is a scam. This stuff is just a scam. I get it. It's good to have a message to encourage people to do better for themselves, like work out and make better, investments and be smart with their money. But come on, guys. Some of these guys are they're just selling snake oil. Some really stupid ideas. They really don't know what the hell they're talking about. And that was exposed. That's one thing we'll talk about. Also talk about the border crisis. It's just a shit show. There's going to be a flat out invasion tonight and through the weekend. Texas is going to be overrun. Texas is going to be claimed by Mexico, essentially. I mean, think about it. They're going to go through Texas and California, and it's going to just be shit. Maybe other places. It's going to be crap. What else we talking about? Oh, yeah, insane motorcycle chases. Let's start off with that. Insane motorcycle chases. Definitely this. Not this video. This video is insane. Let's put it on the screen. This video is flat out freaking insane. It will give you anxiety, 100%. Like you will feel anxious seeing this. Let's make this bigger. Let's press play. Let's just do it. Look at that. I don't know where they're at. Oh, holy crap. Close call, close call. Holy shit. Near miss. Holy crap. I mean, this guy knows how to ride a motorcycle for sure. Man. God dang. Look at that turn. Oh, look at that close call. Holy shit, he almost. This guy is wild, man. That chick on the back too? Holy shit, she has to be shitting her pants right now. Holy crap. Oh god, now they're in the slums. They're like going through these. Oh, I'm impressed. I'm impressed actually. By the getaway driver and by the cop. Shit. He ain't getting away. He's lucky to be alive. They're both lucky to be alive. Where is this at? Why does it look like some sort of shithole? How the hell did he not clip, get clipped already? Look at him, man. All his luck. He's putting so much energy, so much focus. And he's still not like getting away from the cop. Holy crap, dude. This is so long. This is good. Is it going to end in a crash? You know it's going to end in a crash. It's just a matter of when. You know what's going to happen. Oh, holy shit, he's dodging out these other motorcycle dudes. Fuck, Jesus. Oh, man. Oh, God. That's a lot. Looks like Brazil? Yeah. That's what I'm thinking. Time to learn Spanish? Yeah, it is time to learn some Spanish. Holy hell. You know, for what it's worth, this guy knows how to ride, for sure. He could teach a class. He could teach, like, full-on awareness. Like, he has dodged so many cars, so many obstacles. You think this guy's on drugs? You think there's some drugs involved? What is it, cocaine? Is it meth? What's going on here? He's definitely not on heroin. You don't ride like this if you're on heroin. It's way too fast for heroin. Oh! Holy shit, you saw that. God dang. He almost bit the end of that fucking van. Did this guy gamble? The holy shit luck is on his side. In some weird way. Yeah, glad they have their helmets on. Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's good. I mean, that is good, but road rash still sucks. And they're going to get a lot of that. Like her, at least I'm glad she's wearing pants. Though that denim's gonna get eaten up on the street the moment she rolls. Her ass is gonna be scarred up. Damn, look at him weaving back and forth. You're not getting away. This cop is not gonna let you go, man. This chase has gone too long. He's not gonna let you go. You know the cop is feeling the adrenaline too. You know? At this point, it seems like it's thrilling for both, right? I mean, come on. I kind of think the cop is kind of enjoying this. It does seem like fun. What the fuck? Holy shit. You go. Okay, guy. Good ride. But it ended like that? They got so lucky. That's how it ends? We knew it was going to end in a crash, but it ends in the safest crash possible. The bike just kind of, it just tipped over. Okay. All right. Well, you're alive. You're in one piece. You're not even scarred up. There was no road rash. But I think you're going to be arrested. But don't worry, you're in Brazil, so I don't know. You know what? Maybe their prison system is better. Well, maybe their justice system is better than what it is in America right now, where if you are of a certain melanin, you are pretty much just locked up for a day, not even, and then you're just released, and it's a shit show, man. It's a flat out shit show out there. I don't know if you noticed, but like, man, you could just freaking steal stuff left or right. It doesn't even matter. Have you noticed that? Have you seen this? I mean, you've seen it. I think I have a video ready to go for that. I had one ready to go, but it escaped me here. Let's see if we can find it though. It wasn't hard to find. Oh, it was this video right here. This video right here. Let's put this on the screen. Here, this looks better. This guy's just taking everything. He's just taking whatever he wants from behind Walgreens, and no repercussions going to be had. He's not going to do time in jail. He's not even do time in jail or prison. He's going to be released, and it's going to be sad because he's just going to go out there. You know what? He probably won't even be arrested because they're probably not even going to catch him or even bother with it. Why? Why even bother arresting criminals? These thugs, these scum, if they're just going to be released, if there's going to be no consequence, if the DAs are just not going to care, because they see this and say, "Oh, he's stealing to feed his family." No, that's where you get food stamps and social service. This here is bullshit. This guy, he belongs in prison. Just lock him up, because if our oh, god damn, look at that white guy wanted to be a hero. He wanted to be a hero. Just lock him up. You can't have a functioning society where people can just steal willy-nilly. No. Lock him up, throw away the key. I don't give a shit. But that's not even the shit show. That's just part of it. There's so much of a shit show. That's part of it. That's like a sideshow, this shit show of what's happening here. I'm saying this. As bad as this is, and it is bad, let's pull up this stuff. Let's pull up this border crisis stuff, and then we'll move on to the red pill stuff of Destiny and SNeako. I know everyone's talking about that, but let's talk about the border. Let's talk about the border real fast. Let's do that here.
They've already let hundreds in this gate this morning. You can see them right there in the middle of your screen, patting them down as they...
So the gate has opened. One of the gates is open, and they are beginning to process these illegal immigrants, these migrants. So let me get this straight. As an American, you can't even enter America without a passport. As an American, you require like 2 forms of ID to renew your driver's license. You need 2 forms of ID to even get a passport. I think you need that too. Like, you have to prove you are who you are. Like, but these people, they're gonna be processed, they're gonna be let in, and they're not. You know what? I'm sure we could find a news a clip
coming
here. Oh, here.
Massive
here we
numbers.
go.
Take a look at this video. Our fantastic drone team shot earlier today right here in Brownsville. You'll see people crossing the river in mass, women, children, families, single adults. But when they reach the U.S. side of the river, they are not welcomed with open arms like we've been seeing with the federal government. They are
they shouldn't be. Why would they be welcomed in open arms? Get the hell out. America has its own problems already. America has enough problems already. You know, these people and the bleeding heart fucking progressives see America as a place that has enough money and resources to just give to these people. But we don't even have the ability. I'm not even convinced we have even the capacity to even care for our own. Crime's insane. Inflation's insane. It's just out of control. There's a huge fentanyl problem. People are dying of overdoses, and no one gives a fuck. Homelessness is crazy. No one gives a fuck. And now we're just going to let all these people in to just compound on that problem? We already have enough problem. Our house is burning down. The house that is America. So now you're just going to invite more people in? How does that make any sense? Why would you add more to all your problems when you already have a shit ton of problems? Chat, what's going on here? What is the plan? Is there a plan? Some will tell you that this has been masterminded by Democrats for votes. Is that it? Is that what's going on? That is a pretty big gamble.
Stonewalled by the state of Texas. That is rows of concertina wire with Texas soldiers and Texas DP.
Concertina wire is a fancy word for just a razor wire.
Troopers who are taking a much stricter approach now, physically blocking these migrants from entering Brownsville after they have crossed illegally. The first time these last couple days in our coverage of the border crisis that we have ever seen them doing this. Then another video we'd like to show you. Take a look at this. Stunning visuals from our drone team again, showing just the massive amounts of trash and rubbish and clothing left behind by these migrants in this hotspot crossing area right here in Brownsville. And mixed in with all of that trash and clothing are IDs and documents from all around the world.
Yeah, because they don't care. They're just throwing that shit all around. They don't care. They don't need ID. They don't need any of that stuff. They're just going to be let in and go wherever they want. They're going to have a bus ride and then dropped off, and then that city's going to have to deal with it. That town's going to have to deal with it. It is a shitty way. This is stupid. This is so dumb. And the reason why this is happening is because Democrats put it out there. A big neon sign, come to America. Come to America. We'll let you in. You'll get a free pass. When Trump was president, that shit didn't fucking happen. And it is like that. It's exactly like that. You can hate the orange man all you want, but this shit wouldn't fucking happen at all if he was in. I don't give a shit how many pussies he grabs. I don't give a shit what sort of mean things he says on Twitter. I don't give a shit if he speaks the truth about how we sell weapons and stuff to Saudi for money. I don't give a shit. I don't give two damns about that shit. I don't give a fuck about documents he may have. Every fucking politician, president, former president, they have documents laying around. Biden had documents in his fucking garage. I don't give a shit about that. No other country is this open. And no other country can you just go in there willy-nilly and not be checked, not be vetted, and just go wherever and do whatever. This most definitely wouldn't fly in Japan. This most definitely wouldn't fly in Israel, our greatest ally, right? They wouldn't let this shit fucking fly. They wouldn't let this shit fly anywhere that gives a damn about their own fucking country.
As these migrants continue to come in from all over the place, and that trash pile you see there
What's
are
to say about this, dude? These migrants aren't just from Venezuela or Guatemala. Some are from like China or Haiti. China and Haiti? Why the fuck are they there? Oh, they know they can get in.
are dozens like them all across the border. Another video to show you. Take a look. We went down to the edge of the river here in Brownsville. We looked across into Matamoros, where you can see there are masses of people gathering on the other side of the river, some of them waiting for Title 42 to drop tonight, others deciding, well, we're going to go for it.
That's tonight. It's wow.
Right now, they come across, and then they get stonewalled by the Texas National Guard and Texas DPS as well. This has been...
Sean, you're close to the border. Why didn't you do something? I mean, Sean, what exactly would you like me to do about it? It's a pretty big problem. You want me to go there and stop them with a shield? You want me to have a staff and be like, you shall not pass? You want me to go out there with like 2 AKs and a one-way trip? Okay. No. I'll stay here at my house and watch them as they, hopefully this doesn't happen, but I'll stay here at home and watch and wonder if they're actually going to cross my yard. Then stop complaining then. Oh, I'm going to complain? What are you talking about, Sean? What are you talking about? You never had a problem or an issue that's bigger than you to complain about? Come on. Be real. Be real. I could definitely complain because our government has fucking failed us. That's why I could fucking complain. That's why I could fucking complain about this shit. It wasn't my responsibility or your responsibility to make sure the fucking borders protected, all that shit. No. Anyway.
Going on every minute of every day the last several days that we have been out here, and it is not going to slow down anytime soon. And back
maybe they just want a better life for their family. Well, that sounds great and all, but there's legal ways to enter. Do that. Do that. Go through the real legal process. This shit is fucked up. This shit's real fucked up. And actually, at this point, like I said earlier, I actually don't really give a fucking damn about that. We have enough problems on our own, of our own. We got a huge homeless issue. We got people dying of fentanyl overdoses. We got inflation through the roof. We got all sorts of issues here. Okay? We can't even take care of our own.
Out here live, Martha, CBP sources confirming to me that last night the chief of U.S. Border Patrol sent a memo out to all of his sector chiefs authorizing the use of parole releases. What does that mean? It means that in certain cases, migrants will be released into a community without an alien registration number, which is used to track them, without...
But they're not even going to be tracked. They're just going to be released. There you go. There, you are released. You're free to roam around, free to do whatever. They don't even have an ID. They're not even traceable. What the fuck? You have no idea how crazy of an issue this could be. Imagine if you had like a auto accident with one of these motherfuckers, and they end up like killing one of your people, or like a family member, or inflicting bodily damage or whatever. Like, you're not going to be able to sue them. You're not going to be able to do anything to them. You're fucked. You're fucked. That's just one scenario. There's all sorts of scenarios. Imagine them walking into your yard and messing with you that way. Well, that's gonna create some really fucked situations, isn't it? Isn't it? Wow, this is great. This is lovely. You know, you could just tell them, go home. No, just go. Just go. Just get the fuck out.
A future court date as well. Instead, they're just released, and they are asked to please turn themselves into ICE with...
Asked to please turn themselves in. Oh, could you please just turn yourself into ICE later on? Could you please just do that? Just do that. Just promise that you'll come back. Promise that you'll turn yourself in. Be good.
Within 60 days. We'll send it back to you.
Yeah, Bill, quick question for you. So I think we have a map of the areas that are full to capacity. You've got RGV, El Paso, Yuma, Tucson, San Diego, Del Rio, El Centro. So in those communities, if you live there, you can expect that there are mass releases that will be happening into your neighborhoods, into your town. Where are those people supposed to go?
Let's ship them all to Martha's Vineyard. Let's ship them all to all those well-to-do places. Let's ship them to Hollywood. You know, yeah, let's do that. Let's do that. Ship them all to the rich neighborhoods with the fancy homes, with the, especially the places with the politicians and the celebrities that want to preach and boast about how we should be bleeding hearts and bend over backwards for these people. Let's do that. If they want to take them in, if they want to do that, then let them have that responsibility. They advocated for it. They wanted it, so they can have it. They can deal with the problem. Fucking bad. Fucking. I wanted to say something. Fucking morons. Absolute morons.
Well, when they do those releases, typically what they do is they try to drop them off at either a gas station or a bus stop, so they have some way of transporting themselves elsewhere. But as we've seen in El Paso, sometimes that's not always the case, and the migrants will just kind of start camping out.
Let's just start camping out. Let's see what other videos we got here.
A state of emergency at the Texas border. The mayor of El Paso making a declaration late Saturday. He says more than 15,000 migrants have arrived in the last week, and now that number is expected to explode with a Trump-era policy known as Title 42 set to be lifted on Wednesday. The public health rule implemented in March of 2020 in response to the COVID pandemic, making it easier to return hundreds of thousands of migrants to Mexico. Officials say the number of migrants attempting...
What is Title 42? A controversy...
Well, hey, we're out here
this stuff, man.
42.
National Guard vehicle right now. They're not stopping. They're right by Interstate 10 in El Paso, and they just go walking off.
They're just walking by. They're going to go to the neighborhoods.
And you'll notice there's no Border Patrol immediately there to stop them because so many agents are taken up doing processing right now. Very few of them are out there on the front line. So that's...
Dude, like, it could be absolutely insane this weekend. There is a chance you may see just a horde of people walking by. That is insane. That's insane. All right. Now I think we'll do the I guess the redpill stuff real fast. Okay. So, oh, not that. This one. Which one? Oh, this one. So, SNeako and Destiny had a debate with this geriatric guy who claims to be the guru of the red pill of manosphere stuff. It's a big joke. It's a huge joke. The people who tell you what a high value man is, that you should be a high value man, a man, they don't know what that even means. They couldn't even tell you. All right. Yeah, this is stemming from, let me make sure I have it. Let me make sure I have the tweet here. What we're about to see is stemming from this. Let me pull up the tweet. Let's see if I find it. Let's see. I'm looking for it here. It was some crazy tweet about a list of things that you have to do, you should do to be a high value man. And one of those things is a vasectomy. One of those things is to get your your tubes cut so that you won't get a woman pregnant. Okay. What? Like, don't you want to have a family eventually? A vasectomy is pretty hardcore, man. That's pretty hardcore. Let's see. I'm on the dude's Twitter account, but he must have something happened to that post or something. Let's see. Let me see if I can find it this way. This is why I don't, man, there's so much nudity on Twitter. That's why I don't have it on the screen right now. Oh shit, there's so much fucking nudity all the time on Twitter. Well, let's just play it. Let's just get into it. That's what I'll do. All right, without further ado, let's get it started.
Now, listen, for just 5 seconds, okay? This is no joke here,
but then I don't even know what the red pill idea.
Oh, that's the tweet right there. That's the one I was looking for. There's a lot listed there. Some advice is okay, like lift consistently, okay, work out, okay. But then a vasectomy? Like, guys, don't get a vasectomy. Come on. Don't do that. Don't do that until you actually have a family and you're done. Okay? All right, guys? As I know, eventually he may want to have a family. All right?
Of a high value man is it just being rich? Like, what's the point of having all this money and not having a family?
What is a high value man? It's the first part of the tweet. What does that mean?
You tell me what a high value man is. Because here's the thing: is it doesn't matter what I'm going to say is a high value man. You guys are fucking listeners.
He doesn't even know. He doesn't even know what a high value man is. He doesn't even know. He can't even tell you. He's like, you tell me what it is. He's like, what do you mean? You're the guru. You're the expert. What is a high value man?
Your tweet.
Douche nozzles like yourself to have this conversation in the first place.
How old are you, bro? Douche nozzles?
Yes. You guys are idiots. Why you guys come in here from Twitch stream? Like, how?
You don't think Ben Shapiro is a high value man?
Let's take for. Do I think he is? I don't think he's a high value man.
Okay, wait. So you guys may have your own opinions about Ben Shapiro. Okay, but is he not a high value man? I mean, he is a successful man. He has a shit ton of money. He's pretty successful. I mean, you would say he's very successful, right? I would say there's more value in Ben Shapiro than there is in this guru guy. Okay. Like, first off, it's like, well, a high value man is a man that has a lot of value. Okay. Well, then Shapiro has a lot of value, right? Okay. Yeah, he does. Well, there you go. He's a high value man. It's very simple. It's very simple. And I mean, you could say Elon Musk. You could probably say, yeah, Trump would be a high value man. Jeff Bezos would be a high value man. Okay. Tom Brady would be a high value man. Okay. I mean, it's simple. It's very simple. Okay.
Wait, what is his definition? He owns his own business. It's like one of the most successful alt media platforms in the world. He's married his fucking young sweetheart.
Right. You know who else is not a high value guy? Elon Musk. Let's see. Who else? Jeff Bezos. Go back to Twitch. There's some advice for you. That's some real advice.
Your boy's here.
What do you mean, Sean? What happened to Dead Man's Brain? What exactly do you mean by that? Do you disagree? Curious.
Roll Tomasi, shout out to Roll Tomasi in the fucking house.
Bro, why are you in the chat, bro? Like, he's always in the chat. What else?
Hey, chill. He's probably doing his hair right now.
Bro,
okay?
he's our homie, man. Destiny just.
It's not just your stream. Like, I see him in every show I go on. Just dude's like, are you always online?
He'll be here next week.
Are you serious, bro? Valuetainment. Yeah, Pearl show, everything.
Would you debate Rolo?
Of course I would.
He would body you.
Okay, he would body you.
This is how it begins.
As long as his wife lets him do it, you know.
Oh, about the Ben Shapiro thing? I mean, is Ben Shapiro not a high value man? Okay, Sean, let me ask you. Does Ben Shapiro have more value than you? Than me? Yes. Okay. You gotta ask yourself, what is a high value man? What do you mean when someone says a high value man? A man that has a lot of value, right? A lot of worth. A lot of wealth, probably. A lot of power, a lot of success. Okay? So people who are successful, people who have goals and reach their goals, and these are goals that you could witness. You may not agree with them. You may not like them. You might think because of who he is and his, I don't know, background, you may think he's not. Okay, that's fine. But like Joe Rogan, high value man. Okay, he has a lot of success, a lot of wealth. Okay, it seems easy. It seems very easy. Like, you'd be like, oh, what is a high value man? That's a man with a lot of value. There you go. But like a guy like Rolo would probably agree with you, Sean. A guy like Rolo would say, no, Ben Shapiro is not high value. Jeff Bezos is not high value. Elon Musk is not high value because of factors that don't make any sense to the reasonable person. Drunken Server, Ben Shapiro is only 5'2", but he still has more money than you, Drunken Server. I mean, what I'm saying is that doesn't matter. I mean, Destiny's a manlet. Ethan Ralph is apparently a manlet too, like 5'2" or something, right? But like, is he a high value man? Well, there was a point in time where he had higher value, but his value has dipped quite low. You know, the thing about the high value thing is like, you got to. We'll just get into this. Well, let's do this debate, okay? It's pretty obvious that the people who are like get into like these weird particulars about, oh, he's not high value because he doesn't lift enough. Oh, he's not high value because he had kids out of wedlock, or his wife is like this, or he hasn't plowed through enough women or something. I don't like. They have all these other weird variables that they look at, except for what really matters for like success, which would be like, to me, like wealth. Like, do you have stability? Do you have power in your life, like control in your life? And to what extent? Like, that matters to me. Sean says money doesn't make you high value. Money and power does. And if you have a lot of money, you should have power. To some degree.
Bro. What the? Destiny just sends this week. OF girls to debate me because he's too scared to come to Vegas and sit across the table from me. Offer's been open since November.
Damn.
If he wants to debate me on somebody else's podcast, that's fine. But I'm not going to go and like dig this guy
He'll
up
be
like
here next
fucking
week.
Lazarus from the underworld to try to resurrect his career. That's not my
He'll
job.
be here next week.
Okay, I'll be here too.
We
if he
should do a
wants
round
to.
table.
Okay, round table.
If he wants to, yeah.
And he's
A high value man is 6 feet, 6 figures, 6 inches. Well, okay. How much value does a man who's 6'6", but as a homeless bum who snorts fentanyl? How much value does he have? Honestly, Sean. Come on now. Come on. You're being retarded. You're being retarded.
You should debate your ass.
yeah.
Okay, great.
Let's pull up Rolo's tweet real quick because this has been a point of contention.
Because I tell you what, if you talk about wait, see, a lot of these people talk about the high value as perceived by a woman. Because we got to take the red pill community as perceived by a woman to get women. What's interesting, this Rolo guy doesn't want you to have a wife or a family or any of that. He preaches the opposite. But women, there are a lot of women out there that are drawn to money. They're drawn to power. So if you have a lot of wealth and attracts women, then aren't you not a high valued man at that point? Who cares if you're 5'2"? Destiny is a manlet. He's a scrawny guy, and he has no problem getting laid by all sorts of crazy chicks while he's married because of open relationship. Okay, I mean, yeah, he has more value than a 6'6" guy who's homeless, who doesn't get any chicks except for the chicks that he rapes on the street. Okay. That's not high value. I mean, you guys might think he is, but I mean, that's weird, bro.
And a lot of things. And we got it right there. So this was his tweet, right? It goes, and this was from a week ago? About a week ago? So the quickest path to becoming a high value man. Number 1, don't get married, avoid family creation, vasectomy in your.
Yeah. So this is, do not get married. Well, that is interesting advice. That's coming from someone who was divorced. And here's the thing. Divorce does happen, and it does suck. You're going to lose a lot of money. Your life is going to be ruined, potentially. The whole do not get married thing. I look at this. If I wasn't married, things were different. Oh man, see, I'm torn on this. Because what do you want? If you want a family, if you want to have kids and stability, you're going to want to get married. But you are taking a chance. You're taking a big chance that it could get fucked. And then you also have to be honest with yourself that maybe there's some things you may have contributed or did not contribute to lead things to get fucked. Now, sometimes marriages get fucked because of things outside of your control. Influences that are like, I guess, working on your other, like, you know, your wife. So that's hard to deal with. But if you want to have a family, if you want to have stability, a shot at it, you have to take that chance. So it's like, what do? You take that gamble. You take that bet. Do you take it or do you not? I can't tell you not to take it. I'd say be very careful with it. You are playing a game with that. It's a game that's going to cost you. It could potentially cost you quite a bit. It could cost you everything you have. Costs you access to your own kids. Look, point number 2, avoid family creation. I would say, what the fuck are you talking about? Having a family is important. To me, that's value. Having a family, having kids that love you and respect you, that you spend time with, that you you work with them, you teach them things. I'm talking about quality time. That's important, man. Holy shit. For me, my life was meaningless until I had kids, until I became a father. It wasn't until I became a father that my life really had a deeper meaning and something that I really understood and respected. But that worked for me. That may not work for you. You may not see it that way. Number 3, vasectomy in your 20s. Holy shit. That is retarded. That is just retarded. Get snip. Yes, it's stupid. Sean is still going on. I think he could win and convince me, but he's wrong. He's wrong. He says power matters, but not alone. No, power matters. Power matters. You're going to tell me that the women who chase money and power don't look at Jeff Bezos as someone of high value? You're going to tell me they don't look at someone as Ben Shapiro as high value? But Ben Shapiro is married. He has a family. He's not looking to bust a nut to random hoes, okay? He's not looking for that. He doesn't care about that. I would imagine. I mean, honestly, here's the thing. If high value is based on the perception of how women find you attractive, dude, women have found people like Ethan Ralph attractive. Okay? Women have found people like Goth and King Cobra once got laid. Okay? So there's plenty of ugly people that you have seen that have gotten laid, that were perceived as valuable by women. So all this nonsense about being 6'2", 6'3", 6'6", being alpha Chad that lifts a lot of whatever, that could help you, but it doesn't mean that you're not going to have any value. It doesn't mean you're not going to be perceived as valuable. I mean, you could run into someone and you could manipulate or whatever. You could say the right things. That's what I mean by manipulate. You can say the right things. Okay? People get hung up on this stuff. They do.
Your 20s, lift consistently, eliminate all sedations, learn game and networking, play to your strengths, build wealth, resist easing up on your focus. And it's the quickest path to becoming a high value man. And I know that, SNeako had some point.
Are Ralph's women valuable? Sean asks. Well, that's an interesting thing here that's brought up in this debate. Is that according to Rolo, there aren't any valuable women. So women don't actually bring any value. And he's the guru of the red pill community. Okay. At least he claims he is. That's some bullshit, some stupidity. Are they valuable women? A valuable woman would be a woman that you would perceive that would be like something good for like wife material, like mother material. I don't see them as valuable. No. But, I mean, that doesn't really matter. It doesn't matter. I mean, you got to ask, what is a valuable woman? What is a valuable woman? A woman that'll put out easy? A woman that is actually someone that respects herself and isn't going to be a cock carousel? Well, there's a lot of cock carousels out there, okay? And I mean, with that, I wouldn't be so hung up on it. I think the question's stupid. I think it's silly.
Contention specifically with number 3, which is get a vasectomy in your.
Stop being up Rolo. That's the point of this stream. That's the point of what we're watching. Pay attention, Sean. You watch Kevin Samuels. Oh, okay. All right.
20s.
Can I just ask, why did he need 8 points? Did he like get contracted to write all 8 of these? Because like I see some duplication. So like number 2, avoid family creation. Number 3, vasectomy your 20s.
It's kind of the
Couldn't
same.
that be like collapsed into 1 point? Did he need 8? Did he feel stupid with like 6 or 7? Or
okay, I mean you're.
I'm just curious. But
I
like
think
a
he's
reason.
clarifying it out. It's just 8 things. I mean, he could have said put them together. I guess
The best person to ask question to is Rolo directly.
That's true.
So we'll do it next week, probably.
I hope so, yeah.
No,
But-
you could do it now.
But this list is
do it
context
now.
because once again, he's just saying in general, fastest way to get to that point.
Yeah.
What is high value man?
I think he means what he means in this context is.
See, and even these fresh and fit guys, they can't even answer what a high value man is. They struggle with it. So I will ask you, chat, what is a high value man? Can you drop some names of people that are high value? Who's high value?
being a guy that's like desirable to women and being attractive to women so that you'll be I guess a marketable sexual partner.
Well, but that doesn't make sense, right? Like avoid family creation and get a vasectomy
That's what
and
women
like
want.
be attracted to men.
But no,
Like,
no. It's
or be attracted
because
to women, right?
again, like I said it before, I'll say it again because you're here. So he gave the.
I encourage family creation. I mean, not immediate. You gotta make sure things are stable. Okay? But geez.
Instructions to retard proof it, right? Because when you give advice, typically you have to, appeal to the lowest common denominator. So like there's guys out there, right, that could have been, I'm being honest here. There's guys out there that, could have played basketball back in the day, maybe football, whatever, and their career got smashed because they got a girl pregnant and they couldn't pursue what they want to do because they had to be a dad early.
True.
So what he's saying is, okay, this is how you mitigate risk so you could become a higher status guy. We're going to eliminate all the things that could fuck you up. Now, I want to make this very clear for some of y'all because some of you guys
So to become a higher status guy, so to accumulate wealth, right? To have a good career, to have a good, perhaps your own business, right? Things that names have already dropped before. Oh, okay, Sean, is Elon Musk a high value man? Sean, this is how I'm going to know if you're a troll or not. If you're messing with me, is Elon Musk a high value man? Come on, man.
don't understand. I'm not saying I advocate for vasectomies or whatever. I don't have one. I've never gotten one. But what I am saying is that given the context of what he's tweeting for this specific situation, it makes sense because he's saying, hey, these are the ways so that you don't fuck yourself up to ensure that you're going to be successful. He's retard proofing it.
But that is a pretty retarded advice because you're saying
it's like you're going to fuck up your life. Don't even try. Don't even just why even in 20? Well, why isn't his advice just get a vasectomy as soon as you can at 18? As soon as you could advocate for that, you just do it. As soon as you are legal enough to advocate for yourself in that sort of way, is there? I'm guessing there is an age limit to when you can get a vasectomy. I'm assuming a 17-year-old can't do that. But why doesn't that Rolo guy just say 18? Why doesn't he just do that?
do this so that you become more attractive to women.
Okay, Sean says, yes, Elon Musk is a high value because he's tall. I don't think his height has anything to do with it. He has money. He has status. He has power. Are you telling me his height is the thing? You're telling me if Elon Musk was a midget, he wouldn't be high value? Wait, that also mean, what about a midget who has money and status and power? I don't know any midgets that do, but hypothetically, if they're, I guess, what is Destiny's height? Okay, people joke that he's a midget. I don't know, and he has a girl's name. Okay, I mean, look at Destiny. Okay, Like, he has no problem getting women. He's perceived as valuable by women. Okay? And he's not even tall. He's not even tall. I already said Ethan Ralph, but he was like, oh, but his women aren't even valuable. Oh, okay. Just move the goalpost. Okay. All right. Okay. I guess, man. It's silly. It's silly.
So what's even the point of having a relationship with a woman if you can't have kids with her? Then you're just having an empty relationship just to fuck her for your whole life. And then what?
I would look up. I want to look up midget billionaires. Okay, if there's a midget billionaire, I guarantee you, his cock is being sucked by a high value woman. Okay, all right, and it's probably not a midget doing it.
Saying to become high value, which means
Jeff Bezos got divorced because he got caught in it with in an affair. He had a side hoe. He had a side hoe. He got divorced. He got fucked up, but he has plenty of money, so it doesn't really matter, does it? That's the other thing too. Some of these guys advocate for having side hoes. I would say don't do that. Some of these guys say it's okay when a man cheats. No, man. No, man. That's a fucked up game. If you're married and you do that, you're playing a very fucked up game. You're asking for trouble. And yes, I know that firsthand. I know that may come up. But if you're married and you do that, you're asking to get fucked over. And you can't cry and be like, oh my God, I was divorced. My wife took everything. I can't have access to the kids, when you are plowing a side hoe the whole fucking time. You didn't respect your wife. So yeah, you got fucked over. You know? In those situations, I don't have any sympathy for the man. In those situations, like, well, man, you got caught, dude. Your hand got caught. You got caught with your hand in the cookie jar, in the honey jar in this case. Okay.
You made the choice. Do I want to do that or not? So he's give you the choice to do that, but once to become high value.
Myron just said that it's to become high value, to become attractive to a woman.
Yeah, that's what you choose.
I feel like we're 2 months away from tweets of like,
but to become valuable to a woman's not going to care whether or not you have a vasectomy or not. They're not going to care about that. That wouldn't even come up in conversation. That's a move to prevent you from. So like the first two moves in Rolo's advice there is really to prevent you from getting burned in divorce. That's what that's about.
Give your bro like the key to your fucking cock chastity cage to make sure that you guys are fucking around without permission or whatever. Like, I feel like we're like, don't you guys tweet all the time about how like, oh, like women are fucking disgusting that are freezing their eggs at like 20 and they're never gonna find out. And now you've got like guys that go to sperm clinics like, here you go, I'm never gonna be able to impregnate my wife because there's like a 30% reversal rate on this fucking surgery, but maybe in the future I can inject my cold fucking semen
all the time.
Yeah, like, it's like the same shit.
But notice, right, he has 2 points.
Like a 90% reversal rate.
Yeah, actually.
Well, depending on how quick it is. Wait, for vasectomies?
Yeah, to get it reversed and be able to actually.
After like 10 years, it's like 30 to 50%.
Yeah, but your 20s is 10 years.
I wouldn't even gamble with that. I wouldn't even gamble with getting a vasectomy and trying to reverse that shit. What the fuck, dude? Like, just, it's not even that fucking hard. It's not even that hard. Just wear a rubber, pull out at the same time. Like, holy shit. It's not complicated.
Yeah, you're supposed to reverse it back within the 10 years.
Well, wait, hold on, wait. So you're gonna get a
10 years.
vasectomy at like, you're gonna get a vasectomy at 20, become high value by 23, and then get it reversed? Like what?
I mean, I'm gonna say 23. You're being extreme as usual.
Well, he said your 20s. That's 10 years.
Yeah, but you can do it, but when you're 28, 29.
So 9 years? What is it, 45% chance of reversal? Bro, you're not going to have
those are some crazy odds. Yeah, and Sean, I'm paying attention. They talked about what a high-value man is. Someone it's about the women being attracted to him, increasing your attractiveness with women. You know, some of these, honestly, some of you guys are just get hung up on that shit, and it doesn't matter. Once you find your woman, you want to spend your life with, like, then it doesn't really matter. It didn't just like, I mean, honestly, you're both gonna like not really maintain yourself. I mean, you're both gonna get, because you're comfortable, you get relaxed. That happens. That happened to me, and all that. But dude, like, it's not. Like, it reaches a point to where it becomes a detriment to yourself if you're looking for like a long-term partner that you actually want to spend time with and all that, to just constantly worry about, oh, am I attractive? Are women perceiving me as attractive? Like, okay.
You're sterilizing half your audience. That's just wild to me.
Hold on. Notice he had 2 points there. He said, 1, avoid what? Family creation, and 3, sesame 20s. You can choose what you want to do. Apply what you need to apply. He's just saying you could do either or.
Okay.
No, he's
I'm
not.
Just saying, I'm worried that Rolo's kids aren't going to have any customers to sell books to. Okay,
here's
that's what I'm worried about.
You guys are confusing it with. He's giving that advice. Those things are to mitigate fuck ups.
Yeah.
So that
let's go to the part where Rolo comes on, because this stuff. I mean, actually, no. Let him explain. Okay, and that's kind of what I said. His advice was to prevent fuck ups. Okay.
On your path to becoming higher status. That's to mitigate fuck ups. It's not about this is so you can fucking have a bunch of kids and have a family. That's not the advice. The advice is this is how you mitigate fuck ups in your 20s so that you can become attractive. Now, again, like I said before, am I telling guys go out there and get a vasectomy? No. But he's giving these points, because if you follow those things, it's going to be very difficult.
And by the way, what he said about attractiveness, he did mention success. It's like have a wealth, success. He didn't really mention so much about looks, but I mean, that's something that comes up quite a bit. I've seen plenty of Fresh and Fit to know what they talk about. And those things are true. I mean, to some degree, they're variables that play in their own way. I do see that money and power probably is more of a bigger variable than attractiveness. Like I said, there's ugly people who have wealth and money who are seen as attractive. Clearly, I mean, they're married and they still have side hoes and all that shit. And but yeah,
for you to fuck your life up.
Here's a question on that list.
Yeah,
he's got 2 things. Okay, about your dick. Okay, about avoid family creation, get a vasectomy. Is there anything on that list about like just avoid women, avoid temptation?
Hold on.
No, I mean, the next he has what it says: learn your game, learn game and networking. Okay.
We know as men, we want women no matter what. Whether we want to abstain or be monk mode, it doesn't matter. However, question for you guys on the panel. If you had a kid, be honest here, would you be where you're at right now?
Oh, that was a stupid question. Because Destiny has a kid.
Destiny had a kid in his early 20s.
Yeah. No. Well, oh, you did?
Yeah, he had a kid in his early 20s.
Okay.
He's very successful.
But I mean, no, it was a lot of difficulty, of course, yeah.
But be honest, though. Your kid is amazing, I bet. But at the same time, it did.
You can have a kid and still be successful. You can have a kid and still pursue your career. It is possible. Are there situations where you have a kid and it kind of fucks things up because of responsibilities and priorities? Yeah, sure, that happens. But there's also plenty of examples of someone who has made waves in their career, and they also had kids. They had all sorts of shit. They had many kids. They had a wife. They were probably in debt. They probably had next to nothing. I'm thinking of some authors who had kids who, worked bullshit jobs, but like worked on their craft and eventually made it big. One example, of course, I'm thinking Stephen King, of course. But he's the go-to there. I mean, I don't agree with his politics, of course. I mean, he would probably let every Mexican in. I'd say, okay, then they can go stay at your house, Stephen King. But like he had kids when he was working on his career, and he's a successful man. He's high valued. There's all sorts of groupies around Stephen King. There's all sorts of horror groupies that want to suck his cock. That's true.
It's hold you back a little bit.
No, yeah, of course, yeah.
SNeako, for you, would you be in the same spot? Honestly,
If I had a kid, at what age are you talking about?
earlier than like 20.
I mean,
No, you wouldn't be. That's the point here.
yeah, who knows where I would have been? My life would have been a completely different life.
The point is you might not even be here. I'm just trying to say he's saying mitigate risk and say, you know what? Avoid.
Well, I
kids-
might not be on the Fresh and Fit podcast right now, but I would have been successful in different realms, and maybe I would have taken a different path.
How do you
Also,
know?
why not just like use protection?
Yeah, see,
Yeah,
okay,
just use
That's the good
protection.
point. And he said avoid what? Family creation,
Just
which
use
means he's a condom
protection.
too.
no, it doesn't. It says get a vasectomy. That was the
No, no,
advice.
no. That's
Stop trying
number
to.
three.
You're coping,
That's
bro.
number 3. Number 2 says avoid what?
Use protection, guys. Use a rubber, okay?
Creation.
So is it like this
It
is
could
like the list of 8 things to be successful? Pick 5.
That's the list.
Listen.
It's like a build your own lunchbox from
It's-
Taco Bell. Like what, I thought
it's
you'd
the
follow all the points of the
context
list.
A faster way to be high value, which means, for example, mitigate risk. That's all he's saying here.
Hold on. Okay, but here's the part that I completely disagree with.
I mean,
And
in
I'm
the
not
context under what he's talking, I
you're
think.
taking it-
but
yeah,
this
y'all
is- this
taking
is-
it a whole other level.
I'm not.
We're taking it literally.
This
as
is
it's
the
written, right?
what you should take it literally if this is the godfather of the red pill, right? You guys all give this guy so much credit. I don't really know
He's
much
written
about
like 5 books supposedly,
the
right?
hypocrite-
So Sean says he's a troll, but Fresh and Fit seems to like this Rolo guy. I mean, where is that coming from? The godfather of the red pill?
godfather of the red pill, right? You guys all give this guy so much credit. I don't really know
He's
much
written
about
like 5 books supposedly,
the
right?
hypocritical part about it is that we make fun of girls all the time for not controlling their sexual urges and being hoes all the time. Like, she belongs to the streets, all this stuff. You tell guys that they're losers if they don't go to the gym. They're losers if they play video games. You're a loser if you smoke weed. You're a loser if you watch sports. You need to.
Oh man, there's plenty of people who are like in esports that have groupies. They're seen as highly valued. If high valued in the perspective of women, right? By attractiveness. Are there not esport guys that are out of weight or out of shape and heavy in weight that have groupies, have some side hoes and shit? There are. I mean, that fucking happens, dude. The whole thing about like, oh, you gotta be 6'6", or you gotta be an alpha Chad and have like strong jawline and lift heavy. That's not like the only thing that matters. It's about status. Status is more important. Status, whether it's just perceived, you may not even agree with the status. But it's about perception. If there's women that perceive you as someone with status, with wealth, and they like you, well, then you're valued. I mean, it's very simple.
Exercise discipline. But when it comes to girls, oh shit, get a vasectomy because you can't control yourself, because you're not capable of exercising discipline. Why do you have to be disciplined in every single aspect of life? Networking, success, all this stuff, watching sports, playing video games. You need to be on your stuff. But for women, nut inside girls after getting a transgender surgery. That's the one thing you can't be disciplined in.
SNeako, can you stop fucking girls?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Stop the cap.
Hold it to it right now. Don't fuck until you get married.
Well, no. Better advice.
I mean, you don't have to fuck all the time. What are you talking about?
You just said you can hold it. So don't fuck until you get married.
Better advice is
no. I swear to God.
What,
Right
you're
now.
saying no.
Are you cool with that? Handshake.
Well, no, wait.
You don't have to be the biggest man whore. You don't have to fuck every girl that's like into you. You don't have to do that.
Here's the real question.
You need to
Hold on.
fuck.
Has SNeako fucked a girl before?
Yes.
Has he had a vasectomy?
No.
Does he have any kids?
No.
He's
Then
not.
boom, there you go. He's
So SNeako was high valued. He was valued by a woman. If a high valued man is a man that is perceived to be attractive by women, then that means a man who gets laid quite a bit, or has the potential to get laid quite a bit, being that there's lots of women that are into him, is thus high valued. It's very simple.
Plan B. So he would have had a kid, which means he's gonna at some point.
Hey, listen, and they still sell Plan B.
No, but the point is
that is the point. He's able to fuck girls, not have a vasectomy, and still not have kids. It's possible.
What did number 2 say? Avoid family creation. It could be condom or Plan B, but he's just saying to be extra
another
careful.
form of contraception is what it is, basically.
But he didn't say that, and that's not a good form of contraception because it's not supposed to be reversed. That's what the doctor tells you when you get a vasectomy surgery. It's like you cannot expect this to be reversed. That's that you shouldn't go into.
Dude, the vasectomy thing is very, very extreme. Like, just use a rubber. It's not complicated.
That thinking that you're going to reverse it. And also, a better advice, instead of saying never fuck again, maybe for the women that I do have sex with, prepare that she could be the mother of your children. Maybe don't spend time with hoes all the time thinking I need to 50 girls so I understand feminists and how retarded they are. Maybe just don't fuck them. Maybe women that you can see yourself having a family with.
When you first hold on, that's a very good point.
You won't be able to detect that though unless you have experience.
You need experience.
You need experience, bro.
How do you know? Wait, no. How do you need experience? What does that mean?
How would you know what's good for you if you never had it?
The red pill advice is you need 50 bodies to understand women.
I want to open this one up.
Let's go.
Do you think you need to fuck a
That's crazy. That's a crazy thing to say.
girl to tell if she's like family material?
No. We're saying experience-wise.
What does experience mean?
No. Dating, courting, and having that one-on-one experience. Okay, she likes this. She doesn't like this. This is weird. This doesn't work. I can tell from experience what works.
Wait, what does any of that have to do with fucking her?
Hold on, I'm getting there.
Okay.
Now, adding in sex, you can understand. Okay, once this point has passed, I can see who she really is. Because remember, people put on front at the very beginning, but when you have sex with somebody, they are more often likely to show you who they really are.
That is absolutely not true.
Yeah, I'm on Destiny. I agree with Destiny there. I mean, okay. Okay, well, sort of. I mean, it's good to be able to find out if someone can please you. Okay, if someone is boring, and can't satisfy, your certain needs, then they're not a good fit. They're just not going to be a good fit. It's gonna be a problem. But if you find someone that does, then definitely keep them around. But you want to see if they actually have what I'm more interested in. What I was more interested in when I was dating, is do they show signs that they consider others over themselves? Meaning that in certain situations, will she, without being asked, without being told, clean the table after dinner, clean the table and help do the dishes without being asked? Will she do that? Will she do that? Will she just do it on her own? That is important. Does she show signs of being motherly? Does she show attributes that you value? That you would want for the the mother of your kids, if you're thinking that far along. A lot of guys aren't thinking that far along. These red pill guys aren't thinking that far along. A lot of them, I'm assuming. Maybe some are different. Maybe it's like Kevin Samuels or whatever. Maybe they're thinking. I've heard some of Kevin Samuels, and some things I've heard from him, he sounds a little bit more reasonable. I mean, he sounds like, present yourself well, take care of yourself. And like I said, take care of yourself is fine. That's good. I mean, you definitely want to do that. But there's more important things other than just the bedroom stuff. I mean, she could be a freak in the bed and blow your mind, suck your dick like crazy, but could just be a horrible person. Could just be self-centered. Could be a narcissist. Could have all sorts of issues. Could have like major mental health issues that you don't want to deal with, especially long term. Could have major things in her past that would be an issue long term. I would just.
How many stories do you hear of husbands who are like, my wife used to blow me every single day, and then as soon as we got married, all the sex stopped? Or we have dead bedrooms now. We were super active our first year, but that is absolutely not true. Sex can absolutely change after you've gotten married, and you can tell. Regardless of experience, you can tell.
Sex will change when you're married. It 100% will, especially if you're married for 10 years. Yeah. It's sort of, I mean, it is what it is, you know?
Who's a 304? Who's like family material without fucking them first? For you guys, you can probably tell just by looking at their Instagrams. Isn't that what you guys are like professionals at? Is picking out hoes based on their Instagram pictures? You're telling me you have to fuck through like 30 women to find a good, like, how many conservative men, like if we brought in like real conservative men who have strong families, how many of them are like, yeah, you know, I had to fuck 25 bitches when I was in college in order to find the love of my life right now that could take care of my kids? That's a wild statement. If you want to,
that is a pretty wild statement. You may not like Destiny. You may not agree with all his takes, but what he's saying there isn't wrong.
Fine, but don't pretend you're doing it for this fucking altruistic purpose of finding a good mom.
But Destiny, can you admit that when you meet somebody for the first time, right? You're trying to see who they really are as a person, and ultimately you're gonna have sex, right?
I mean,
you don't have to.
But I mean, having sex is like the least important part of seeing what kind of a person they are.
Actually, if you're compatible or not is very important.
If you're compatible, but in terms of like, would this be a good mom? Is it like, what, if she throws it back doggy, she'd probably take the kids like out to the park every day? Like, what does that even mean? Like, what, like, she doesn't swallow? I don't think she'd feed my kid if I didn't make it home in time? Like, what does that mean?
See, that stuff doesn't make any sense. It doesn't compute.
Okay,
like, so she shows up to blow me every night, so I know she'll be on time picking my kid up from school. Like, what is the correlation here?
The whole package itself, right, is going to include sex. I'm just saying the dating process itself, going through the whole motions, you can see who the person really is. That's all I'm saying here.
He said he wants to call in and tell us what he actually meant.
All right, now we're getting into it.
Here's a novel idea. How about you tell me, let me call in to tell you what I actually meant.
You know what? Let's do it, bro.
Let's go ahead and bring Rolo Tomasi on. Shout out to Rolo.
Here is the meat of the stream. The Rolo guy. By the way, if you're watching, you like this, press that like button. You may disagree with some things I say. That's fine. That's fine. But I definitely do appreciate your time here. Appreciate your company. And, you know, I think you are a high-valued man. I think you are. I think you are. There's probably a woman, maybe not in your life, but maybe a woman who finds you attractive. But you know what? Really, honestly, in the sector that I've been in for a good while, why would they even care how a woman perceives them? You know? At some point, it's kind of like, why do I care? But anyway.
Oh, shout out to you.
Can you hear me okay?
What up, man?
Yeah, we got you.
Okay. So let me explain a few things here. I wasn't able to do this the last time you guys were talking about this, but so about gosh, is it now 2 weeks ago? I think it was Tuesday of last week. You guys had Brandon Carter on. Is that with Derek Moneyberg? Or was that Monday?
Monday.
Monday. Sorry, let me get my camera back up there. So Monday, you guys were talking to Brandon Carter. One of the things that Brandon was talking about was you got to love money. You got to be on top of your game. And I love Brandon Carter, by the way. I think he should be a stand-up comedian. I mean, the guy is that funny. He's a great guy, right? But when you guys are on that show and you're talking to him, and he's talking about how he doesn't go to he doesn't go to Publix, doesn't go grocery shopping for himself. He doesn't go do his own laundry. He doesn't have a car. I mean, it's Brickle White, but he doesn't have like some basic stuff because his philosophy in life is that anything that takes him away from his grind, anything that takes him away from anything that would distract him or that would be financially or mathematically not a pragmatic choice for him to make, as far as like if he's spending time going grocery shopping or going and getting food for himself or whatever else. I'm sure he's like into meal prep and everything else, but pretty much everything in his life is outsourced, because anything that he would be spending that time himself to go do, he could be losing money doing that at that time. So when I was listening to this,
that's a crazy way. That's an insane sounding autistic way to look at your daily grind to money output. Come on, guys. Wait, you're telling me that you shouldn't even go to the store to do your own chore, to do your own errand? What the fuck? So a high-valued man is someone who doesn't even have to go to the store for himself. Is that success? Oh, okay.
And I was thinking,
you know who else doesn't have to go to the store for himself? Special needs. People who are handicapped. people who have actually hired aides who go to the store for them because they're just not able to, okay? Because they can't even read the labels. They can't even communicate because they can't even talk. But they have meal prep. They have people who pamper them 24/7. I guess they're high value.
About this myself because I was actually at the same time I'm like, helping a friend move and all this, and I'm thinking about this. I'm going, you know what, if you want to be a high value man, if you want to get to that apex level as fast as you can, that's it. How is that not the best way to go about it? Okay, so the point of that whole tweet, which was basically a throwaway tweet that everyone started like snowballing into something else. I've got Ben Shapiro coming at me. I got Matt Walsh coming at me. I got Lauren Chen coming at me. I got all these people off.
Because what you said is pretty stupid.
Daily Wire, because it was just easy, low-hanging fruit for these guys because they think that that's what the fucking manosphere is all about. And it's not, okay? That was not fucking advice.
Well, cry about it some more.
Everything that is on Twitter is not advice. Okay.
Was that a joke?
It was presented as advice, dude.
No, it was not necessarily a joke, but it's like, let's just say it's a hypothetical. Okay. It's showing you. Now, listen, hypothetical for just 5 seconds. Okay.
Dude, the dude is seething. He's seething. He's so emotional. You could say he's like a woman. Is it his time of the month? Does he use tampons or pads?
Joke here because everything that's come out of both of you guys' mouth has been nothing but distraction and misdirection because it's easy clicks for you. So here's the whole thing. When I'm talking about get a vasectomy, or don't be concerned with
when he's mad, his glasses get uneven on his nose. You see?
Let him finish. Okay. I'm really mad about this, bro.
Shall we keep going? Are we just gonna have jokes thrown in here?
Really heated about this.
Is that what I get to? Is that what I get to do it? Okay, so here's the deal. When
the guy is shaking
talking about this, when I'm throwing this out there, why wouldn't you do that? Would you not have been more successful, SNeako, had you not had to go through certain things? If you had a kid right now,
advice or not?
You would be playing the game with a handicap. You would be playing the game with your fucking hands tied behind your back.
Okay, so some people have kids and it works for them. It's like the best thing ever. Look at like the Ryan Toy Review family. They've had kids and it was their ticket for success. Holy shit. They have their own toy line and everything. Okay. I mean, holy shit. I mean, you're talking about success. I mean, this guy seems to be more focused about like maximizing your money in maximizing your cash flow by focusing on your grind, doing things that would help prevent distraction and things that would, weigh you down. But that's so fucking strange because like you could be very resourceful with what you have. People have kids and still find success and that success can be measured by money or by a successful career.
So there are guys right now who I have a lot of respect for, and I'm sure you have a lot of respect for as well, who all have kids, but you know what they try to do? They try to keep it under wraps.
Okay,
try to make sure nobody knows about the kids. Okay.
What is advice?
So first off, this is not advice. Everything that is on my show or is on Twitter is not automatically advice. Now, but here's the thing. You know what you're going to say, because here's the deal. When I was on whatever podcast I was saying exactly the same thing here, is that everything that comes out of somebody's mouth on Instagram or on Twitter or on a YouTube, there's no way you can't go on there without somebody going, this is what these guys are saying to do. Because if you have this set automatically, that if it comes out of your mouth, it's automatically advice. It can't just be data. It can't just be statistics. Nothing can be just delivered. Sort of like, here's some data for you to look at. Okay. Nothing can be set. Nothing can be given to you without somebody going, well, the reason why you're telling me this is because you're telling me that this is the best way to live my life. Okay. So when I'm watching Brendan Carter and I'm watching all this going on, and I'm looking at like guys that I know and guys that you know as well, And when these are the guys who are like saying, you know, be on your game, do this, do that. They're the ones that are giving this advice. All I'm doing is saying, hey, look, maybe you should not focus on family. Maybe you should not get married. I mean, I don't know why that's big.
It's maybe advice.
I'm not saying it's advice. What I'm saying is that this is over the fuck.
It sounds like it's advice. I mean, you're saying it's not advice, but you present it as if it's advice. If you say, maybe don't do this, then you are giving someone advice. That's what advice is. Why is this guy so weird about this? Why is he beating around the bush about this?
Fucking top that everybody wants to take it out of context, which is exactly what you guys have been doing.
So what is it? Can you tell me what that tweet was if it wasn't advice?
It's not advice. What it is it's okay. It's saying that this is the most extreme way to do things. Okay, here's the quickest path to. If I told you this, look, if I said the quickest way for you to make $1 million,
that sounds like advice.
The quickest way to make $1 million is to do this. Holy shit. Well, I don't have $1 million. Probably because I haven't done any of this. I'm married. I have a family. I don't have a vasectomy. I lift every now and then. Eliminate all sedations. Well, I mean, this is a very little bit of whiskey and water. Learn game and networking. I don't think he means video games. Oh, man. Checkmate. He won. If only I got a vasectomy when I was in my 20s, I would have $1 million. Okay, this is stupid.
Is to go steal it from the bank or go to steal it. Does that mean I'm telling you to go steal it? If I tell you to go fucking jump off a cliff, are you going to go jump off a cliff? Right, by the way, here's the other thing is I'm also responding to Dr. Richard Reeves in this as well.
Okay, there's a lot of context about it, sure. But all the rest of the lists, you're equating vasectomy to lifting, game.
Yeah, you kind of are, dude. That's like your third point. That's how high of a point this is.
Your strength, resisting up on easing your focus. The rest of it sounds like general advice.
Okay, well let's say so. So let me ask you. So is it the vasectomy part that's throwing you off?
Really genuine good advice, right? The rest of it.
Is it the vasectomy part?
Yeah,
do you agree with pretty much everything else except for the vasectomy part?
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty extreme. You could have been like, wear a rubber, bro.
First three is weird because then I don't even know what the red pill idea of a high value man is. Is it just being rich? Like, what's the point of having all this money and not having a family? Why be that rich? The guy who's always grinding. Whoa, Brandon Carter doesn't have.
See, there's some confusion here. Maybe Rolo doesn't even know what a high value man is. What is the point of having money if you're not going to have like a family and all that, you know? What is the point?
Have to do his laundry, sick. What else are you going to do with your life?
Right. Maybe this is actually meant so that you'll get it. You'll have a freaking epiphany about how all the shit that you have to sacrifice to get to that in the first place. What are you willing to sacrifice? Are you willing to live the kind of life, let's say like a Brandon Carter is, where you're going to outsource your entire life? Or are you going to actually have kids? Is that something that's a priority for you? Because I will tell you right now that if you follow this kind, if you were to actually follow this list right here, that is the fastest way for you to get to a point where you are more high value, right? But here's the thing. So when I say that, people go, well, that's not what a high value man is. A high value man is what I define it as, which is he's got to have a good, loving, devoted wife. He's got to have 3 or 4 kids or 10 kids, depending on whatever culture you're talking about. All of this stuff that makes up whatever that person who happens to have that is, then that's suddenly the definition of what a high value man is. So
it sounds like the high value man changes. So that's kind of interesting there.
What I'm saying this is the best way to become a high value man. I'm not saying this is the only way to become a high value man. I'm just saying that this is the fastest way to go and do something like that.
We've been talking a lot for 5 minutes. What is your definition of a high value man?
It doesn't matter. That's not what I was talking about in this.
So he can't even really define it.
matter.
Isn't it literally what you're talking about? That's what the front of the first part of the tweet is: how to become a high value man.
The fastest way to become a high value man is to recognize the fact that you've got sacrifices to make. Okay.
So like what is that? Telling like stories from Vietnam. Like, just say, what is a high value man? It's the first part of the tweet. What does that mean?
You tell me what a high value man is. Because here's the thing: is it doesn't matter what I'm going to say is a high value man. You guys are fucking
because it's your tweet.
It doesn't matter what I say is a high value man because everybody takes this. The point of the tweet is that everybody is going to take this and then insert their own definition of what a high value man is.
What if a high value man is 12 kids when you're 16? Then your tweet doesn't work, does it? What if your definition of a high value man is being getting into a trade and having 5 kids by the time you're 22? Then it also high value man is being an esports professional.
You're absolutely making my point for me right here. Okay, this is what I'm saying.
My point is a high value man. You gave a list of 8 things. Do these 8 things to become a high value man. Do 1 through 8 to become A, and you're not defining what A is.
The fastest way to becoming a high value man is these things.
What is that?
Okay? So here's the thing. So for
sounds like it's the man that he wishes he was, because something tells me I don't know anything about this Rillo guy. I wouldn't be surprised if he's already been married before and had a divorce. Or maybe he's seen somebody who's been to that. That seems like to be the thing he really wants people to worry about. Don't get married. Don't start a family. Don't even risk it. That's Rollo's advice. All things to prevent you from really having what I perceive as valuable. Having a stable family is valuable, is important. That's, to me, that's like the greatest thing. But that's also just like a simple family man sort of look at it. No? You could be a family man and still be successful, guys. You can.
Talking about family creation. We already talked. Okay, so you want to go? Okay, let's go one by one. You want to go one by one? Okay,
no,
so
I want to go before one by one. What is a high value man?
We can't have an argument if I don't even know what your definition
is. The very fact that you're even asking this in the first place is the actual point of the tweet. Okay, so if you're going to be a high value man with the fucking hands tied behind your back, then what is that? What does that mean to you? That's the point. This whole discussion is the point of the fucking tweet. You guys,
one of the tweet was, you've got some conception of a high value man. Here are 8 points that you think you need to do to get to it. And now you've gotten blown the fuck up on the vasectomy thing, which you probably realize is fucking retarded, but you're too old and stubborn to walk back from it. That's the point of this conversation.
I'm not too stubborn to walk back from it because the point of it was to get douche nozzles like yourself to
douche nozzles
have this conversation in the first place.
How old are you, bro? Douche nozzles?
Yes. You guys are idiots. Why you guys come in here from Twitch stream? Like, how you guys are legitimate in all of this? I don't know, because everything I've heard come out of you guys is
Destiny's not legitimate because he plays autistic games on Twitch. Destiny's successful. He has money. He has a successful career. And he's perceived as valuable by women. As perceived as attractive by women. So he's valuable. The only metric I would think that he fails on would be his look and his height. But yeah, he would be high value.
His mouth is just confident ignorance.
I'm asking no, Myron. Okay, I'm not asking you like in terms of the debate. You call yourself the godfather of the red pill. You
call myself the godfather of the manosphere. Okay.
Hey, what about Ninja? What about other streamers? The streamers that just play like Fortnite all day and whatever. Do they not have groupies? Do they not have a career? Do they not have a family? Do they not have stability? Oh, they probably don't have stability. I don't know about that, but that's not really important here. What they're saying is success, money, and being perceived as attractive.
Okay? Other people have called me that.
Okay, great. That's very.
Do you understand?
Okay, so as that
godfather or grandfather of the man, which one is it?
whatever it is, the old guy of the manosphere. What is your definition of high value men? This is the #1 talked about topic on all of these shows. So I want to get a clear definition from you. What is it?
You tell again. It depends on the person. It depends on the culture. It depends on the. So here's the thing. Let me tell you. Maybe I can explain this to you, SNeako, because at least you got your ears open here. The thing is that when we're talking about what's the top G, what's a high value guy, you probably haven't heard this because you don't read my stuff and you don't watch my shit. No. But I've also said this is like the red pill has to be for everybody, or it's for nobody. So if we're looking at a guy who's draped across a Lamborghini,
oh, thank you, fish man. One day I'll find a man that's perfect for me. Thank you.
He's got hot chicks with him, and we say that's what I'm aspiring to, but I'll never make that because I live in a fishing village on the coast of Chile, right? That means I can never match that high apex of a high value guy.
The guy in the car?
But the guy who happens to live in those villages or happens to be in a different culture or in a different country or whatever else, he can still benefit from that because however he's defining himself as a high value man in his fishing village, maybe that's what he can aspire to.
It has nothing to do with Chile and the village in the car.
See, here's the thing: is you guys want me to say, okay, a high value man makes $100,000 a year. He's fucked 50 chicks. He's got like that's the thing.
That's not what I want you to say. I disagree with that. I'm asking you because I come on this all the time.
Disagree with it. What I'm saying is the point of the tweet is so you will ask that question.
I'm past the tweet.
That's a lot of coping for a tweet that was clearly about advice. Bad advice too.
What's that? Look, I'm asking as somebody who's really interested in the red pill. I listen to a lot of this content. I want to know what your definition is, because if you have a definition that's completely off of what I think it is, then I guess I'm not red pill.
Well, here's what I think guys ought to do. Would you like me to give you some prescriptions? Is that what we're trying for here?
No, I want to know your opinion of a high value man. What is it?
I think a high value man is whatever is contextually makes that guy a high value guy in whatever culture that he happens to be in. If that's money, that's money. Right now, that's what we tend to focus on right now. But if I'm going to say that,
high value man is a guy that has the things that makes him a high value man.
All right, it's like circular high value man. Okay, what is that? You know, we've been trying to. We're never going to define it.
We just kind of because here's the thing: when I read the tweet, I interpreted it right with a higher step. Like he's listing things that if you follow these things, right, and you actually follow them, you're probably not going to become a right. And to be a high value guy, I would say it's a combination of things. It's obviously having your money on point, having social proof and status, having respect from your peers, having a network of other high value men, right, which I agree with Kevin Samuels on that, being fit to a degree. If you have all these things in place, you'll be considered a high value man by most people in most societies, right, if you have these things in place. Now, with that said, to get there, right, you obviously have to focus and get your shit together and make sure that you focus on getting there. What he's saying is all these, the list of things that he mentioned, if you follow them, it's going to mitigate your risk of becoming a fuck up and not getting to that point as quickly as possible. And I think that's so important, is that this tweet kind of gets taken out of context. He's saying the quickest way to become a high value man, avoid and do these things because you're limiting distractions. And he's using Brandon Carter as an example where he's in a monogamous relationship with a girl. He outsourced a lot of his things. Why? So he's able to focus on making more money. He's getting rid of obstacles. And I think that tweet demonstrates that. Yes. You're getting rid of obstacles so you can become a high value man in the quickest possible way. Now, I know the most controversial one is the vasectomy. Though there's other ways to get the same, I guess, effect from vasectomy. Let's say you use a condom. Let's say you pull out, whatever it may be. He's saying, okay, if you get the vasectomy, then we know for a fact you're not going to have children.
Yeah.
It's really no different than having a condom or pulling out or whatever it may be. The point is to not get a girl pregnant. How you want to get there is up to you, whether it's through a vasectomy, using condom.
But his advice wouldn't actually help you make $1 million. Okay? That's another thing I noticed too. Like some of these guys, like this Rello guy or whatever, is like they give you all this advice here. They claim it's not advice, you know, for success, like to maximize money, maximize income. But it's like okay, max learn game and network. It's like, what does that even mean? What do you even mean by that? Like, if it was effective advice, if it was actually helpful, there'd be a lot more freaking millionaires out there. Okay, all right. You know how I'm pretty sure this advice, even from other guys, they're red pill, that like give you like step by step what to do, and you follow this, you'll be successful. You followed it. Are you successful? Do you have the wealth that they said you're going to have? Oh, you don't? Well, I wonder what happened. Oh, it just didn't work out, did it?
Condoms, whatever. But he's making it retard proof. Hey, vasectomy, because I know even if you are the dumbest guy ever, you can't fuck this up.
I don't think a retarded guy could be a high value guy.
No, when I say retarded, I mean as in stupid. But what I'm saying,
hey, retards can be high value. They can be high value.
Is that the point I'm trying to make is this list is the foolproof way, if everything is followed, for you to get your status.
I mean, George Bush is a retard, and he has a shit ton of money. A fucking dynasty. Oh shit.
Up as quickly as possible in your 20s.
That's not what the list is though, because what you just said was advice, and he said it's clearly not advice. So. You're interpreting it a different way.
He said he's joking and he's trying to provoke
joking,
people.
like half it was just for jokes.
But I'm telling you, I started out telling you guys how I interpreted that.
Yeah,
sure.
Right.
He's
not wrong.
Right here.
Maxing is a quick way to drain your bank account and to fuck you up health wise. I don't recommend it. I know I did say if you want to get laid, you could hire a prostitute. You could. That would be the quickest way. But I do not advocate like living that lifestyle. You're playing roulette. You're playing Russian roulette when you do that shit.
So that people can interpret it how they want.
Exactly.
Create discussion. That's
the
point.
And you know what's funny?
That's what he's saying.
He asked a question earlier. So you asked him a question, what is high value? You answered it. It's whatever you determine that to be.
No, that's bullshit. None of you guys believe that. If some guy comes on this show and he weighs 350 pounds and he says, I'm Diamond 1 in League of Legends. That's what I want to do with my life. Would you go, well, if that's what you really want, you're high value. You wouldn't say that.
No, but once again,
I mean,
it starts
Destiny
in the mind.
Destiny has a point there. Because they see value as like money, and the kind of stereotypical way of women being like attracted to like bimbos. Honestly, bimbos. If bimbos are attracted to you, see, like they. So let's say that that example that Destiny gave, that overweight League of Legends player who was like diamond or whatever that means. Okay, let's say he has success on Twitch too, and he makes some money. It's reasonable, but maybe the women, maybe he doesn't have any women that are really into him. They wouldn't see him as being a high valued man. It'd be like, oh no, he's not doing much. But for him though, for that guy, he's living a successful life. He has a successful life, right? But they would disagree. These guys would definitely disagree with that. But I mean, if you're doing well for yourself, if you're enjoying what you do, and then what's the problem?
You're gonna say, for example, oh, that's not true, which I agree it's not true, but ultimately you as a man decide what's high value for you.
No, you don't.
Yes, you do.
Value is probably something that's determined by society. High value means that you have a worth to other people. You're just talking about being comfortable, having high self-esteem.
I agree, but the tweet...
You don't say you agree with me. I just said the total opposite thing you just said.
No, I agree. And that point where, for example, people will determine you as high value. However, the tweet saying high value could mean, in your sense, whatever that means to you.
No, it doesn't.
What?
That's what he's saying.
No, he's not. He doesn't know because he doesn't have a good definition. Because he knows if he says anything, he's going to get pinned
You sound
down
like
on
the girls who believe they're a 10 because they describe themselves as a 10 in the mirror.
If you brought in someone
the point,
and he's like, I'm high value because I'm the manager at my McDonald's, you probably wouldn't agree that he's high value.
Is that when he says high value, you're going to determine that as a man, what does that mean for you? Success is a part of it, yes, but their success could be owning a farm or having a business. It doesn't matter. He said,
is a slumlord a high value person? Someone who runs a bunch of, let's say they just run a trailer park. It's a kind of a slummy trailer park. Things have really gotten out of hand. But, he makes pretty decent for himself. But would he be considered a high value man?
saying to get to that point, you need focus. Ultimately, that's what he's saying. Just be focused.
I mean, look, we make fun of the girls all the time for saying that they're 10 out of 10s all the time because they say it in their head, I believe I'm a 10 out of 10. No, that's ridiculous because society determines how attractive you are. Society determines how valuable you are. You can't apply that a lot. You can't make fun of the girl, the ugly fat whale who thinks she's a 10 girl boss queen, and then also say a high value man can believe it in his head.
Well, I gave you guys a 10.
You have a good definition. You talked about some shit, being relatively fit, having a network of people that are very social. Yeah, of course. Yeah, that sounds like
I do, because here's the thing. For me, I will define it because that will allow you guys to see where I'm coming from when I'm interpreting that.
Yeah, we know where you're coming from, but we have the tweet out there. He doesn't know where he's coming from. He seems a little lost right now.
And Rolo's not saying anything. He's silent. He did a lot of talking before, but it didn't really help him. He's trying to walk it back, say it wasn't advice.
We're trying to figure out, what exactly he means. But
I think, again, the tweet, I think that's the important part of the tweet is that it allows people to interpret it how they want, and which is why we're talking about it right now. The tweet did what it was supposed to do.
If I'm giving advice to people, I don't want them to interpret it how they want. Otherwise, what the fuck is the point of my message? If I'm
not giving advice to people,
But you have books on this stuff. What do you mean you're not giving advice? What's the point of reading your self-help life coach book if it's not to advise people? That's so stupid.
Whole point of this. Do you want? It's impossible. It's impossible to put anything out there without people interpreting it as follow these steps. Here's your 12 rules for life, and you're going to live a happy fucking life.
And he just flat out said that the fresh and fit guys that tried to help him in this situation, in this debate, are wrong.
You man, that's literally what your tweet was. Do these things. High value. What is the wording of the tweet? Go back to the tweet itself.
So here's in that wording of the tweet. What's the last part of that? What's the last one? Resist easing up on your focus. That's number 8. So, but first, don't get married. Okay, avoid family creation, so no kids. You have no legacy. And then cut your nuts when you're in your 20s. Snip your balls. Lift consistently. Okay. Now, this lift consistently, I already said this in the beginning of this stuff. Like, you could be a, quote, high-value man with lots of wealth, or if you think it's about being perceived as attractive by women without lifting. You don't have to lift to be perceived as attractive to women. There's plenty of flabby, fat people that have like hot chicks. It happens. It's surprising when it does, but it happens. Maybe they have a big dick. Maybe they're good with their tongue. Maybe the girl just likes them. That happens at times. It does happen. Eliminate all sedations. Except for her, of course. You got to keep the roofies. Learn game and networking. All right. What does that even mean? Up on your focus, whatever's like. Do you want me to insert what you ought to be doing? You ought to play to your strengths and build wealth. So if you're really good at video games, like really, really good, where you can be a top tier level in whatever game you play, and it's pretty popular, you could stream that shit and be successful with esports and all that. Ought to be coding. Is that what I should say? You ought to be becoming a professional athlete. I don't know what your fucking strengths are.
You can simplify and say work hard.
Again, so here's the thing. If I say, you know what, you ought to be an NBA player. And it doesn't matter if that you're 5'9", fucking stay on your focus, and you're going to be the best NBA player you can possibly be.
No, that'd be terrible advice.
That would be absolutely terrible advice because this is advice. That's why. Okay, this is a list that is. It says the quickest path to becoming a high value man, and you list things, steps. That would be advice. meant to get so you get an idea of what the fuck it is that you're going to do so that you can become that high value man. Protect yourself. Don't get married. Avoid family creation. That's second. Again, this is over the top shit. Anybody who knows anything about my material, when I throw this out there, they know this is over the top shit.
What else on that
feeds the fucking fire for like douche nozzles like
what else besides
Ben Shapiro?
I don't want to be a douche nozzle, but what else?
Yeah, besides number 3, what else here is over the top?
Besides vasectomy.
Well, live consistently, okay? Well, what if like some people will say, well, that's vanity, right?
Myron, there's no way you agree with that. Saying
Well,
live
actually,
consistent.
hold on. For Rolo, it might be. Okay, to be fair. Okay?
Guys, see, here's the thing.
But you're missing, like, are you not hearing anything he's saying? Like,
See,
do you need to blindly agree with him? Because nothing he's saying is making any sense.
Bro.
It's not making any sense to you because you don't understand the concept of the tweet. That's why.
You can't even
Did
thoroughly
you understand what I... Okay, let me stop here. Did you understand what I was saying about Brandon Carter?
Yeah, he doesn't do his laundry.
No,
he doesn't do any errands. People do things for him because, you know, he has to focus on every little thing. Guys, most people don't live like that. I like you guys in the chat. I hope you do well in your life, but I'm pretty sure you're never going to be in that situation where everyone is doing things for you because you're just that, you know, resourceful and successful in life. You know, you're going to have to do your own errands. You're going to have to do your own chores. You're going to have to go to the store at times.
He's taken everything to this extreme level.
You might have to do your own laundry. It kind of sucks.
A lot of guys, Brandon Carter's not a high. Okay, would you agree with me that Brandon Carter is a high value guy?
Sure.
Okay, you know who wouldn't? Ben Shapiro. You know who wouldn't? A lot of other people because they think that they're living out their own high value ideal. Do you understand that?
Context.
Like the 350-pound esports player is living out his ideal of a high value man.
Yeah, whether or not that's working for him is irrelevant to the tweet. When I say, okay, when I'm talking about Brandon Carter, you say you understand that. He's taking it to like this extreme level.
How is Ben Shapiro not a high value guy?
Like stay on top of it. Like for Brandon Carter, what do you think Brandon Carter's definition of a high value man is?
Probably the same as mine.
Which is?
Determined by society. If you have respect from your community, then you are a high value person. If people respect you.
So being pro-social and having people like you and depending on the...
I know you don't agree with him because he's Daily Wire. Ben Shapiro is definitely a high value man.
Okay, but so let's just say for sake.
This is the part where it gets a little bit more interesting. Okay, this kind of gets to what I asked earlier. Is Ben Shapiro a high value man? Hold on, he has wealth, he's successful, he has his own freaking network, he has a family. Okay, people respect him. You may not respect him, but is he seen as valued? Is he valued? He highly valued?
He does. He said so.
You don't think Ben Shapiro is a high value man?
Let's take do I think he is? I don't think he's a high value man.
But 100% Ben Shapiro is more valued than Rolo. Okay, 100% Ben Shapiro is more valued than even Destiny, or who are the SNeako guys, or this whole Fresh and Fit podcast. Okay, if you want to go based on just perceived value.
What is his definition? He owns his own business. Is like one of the most successful alt media platforms in the world. He's married his fucking young sweetheart.
Right. You know who else is not a high value guy? Elon Musk. Let's see. Who else? Jeff Bezos.
Whoa, Elon Musk isn't even high valued? What the fuck?
So all you
Who is? That doesn't make any fucking sense.
To do is just go. All you have to do is look at the decisions
this is stupid.
made in their personal lives. Okay, how are we going to define that? If I'm going to define that,
you haven't. You're the only one who hasn't defined it.
Yeah.
Because I'm not the one defining it for fucking Jeff Bezos. I'm not the one defining it for fucking what's his face, Ben Shapiro.
Look, man, if Elon Musk is in high value, then I don't know who the fuck is. What the fuck are we talking about? This is stupid. This is nonsense. This is. Oh fuck.
Whale can think she's a 10 as long as that's how she defines beauty to herself.
Well, you guys just defined. Well, hold on, wait, SNeako. You just defined Brandon Carter as a high value guy, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so that fits your definition of a high value guy. But I will tell you right now that that would not fit the same definition that, say, Ben Shapiro would have for a high value guy, because he doesn't have his babies on point. He doesn't have this on point. He's not going to church or synagogue every day, right? So
he doesn't have to go to the church or synagogue every day. What the fuck does that have to do with being high valued?
But
to him, he's not necessarily a high value guy.
I don't think what his synagogue has to do with high value. That's like
because that's the way that other people.
Guys, go to church every day. You'd be high valued. Maybe highly valued in your church. Maybe. Look, honestly, if you're doing well for yourself and you're making ends meet, then you don't need to change anything. Okay? All right.
People would define it.
Exactly.
Yeah, but
Is that true?
it's not, value is not subjective. When we talk about value, we're usually
market.
talking about some sort of exchange in a market.
No.
Value is usually what are people willing to do or give for a certain thing. It's not defined by this. If one man is on an island with no other people, there is no value.
No, this one over your head. It's the idea of being high value.
No, there is no idea of being high value. And if it was anybody else on the show, you guys would be roasting the fuck out of them for saying that's your idea of being high value. You would be roasted. If any of the girls come here, because you do this to girls all the time, so it goes right. They're like, I think I'm a 10. It's like, why? Because I'm so special and blah, blah, blah.
I say you're not special.
I just gave you Brandon Carter.
Yeah, that's true here. I mean, these fresh and fit guys and this Rolo guy, whatever, the whole the idea that they're high valued, like it's looking like high value is based on perception. Then at this point, well, based on, I mean that's kind of what it is. When we take it based on the definition of the word high value.
As an example, I just gave you a Brandon Carter. I gave you. We can use any single example you want. You could be the 500-pound guy who just does esports, or it can be like Brandon Carter or the top G. Yep. Any one of those guys. The thing still applies.
All right, look.
Are you better off? Are you better off without the instructions? Are you better off without? Are you better off without the bag?
Everyone here has kind of a different thing. Like me, I've defined it. This is what I think makes you high value. You might have a different take on it. You might have a different take on it. Mm-hmm. I've defined it, and then I took my interpretation off what you said. If you want to get these things, and it makes sense to me, those things that you listed. But I'm seeing here that everyone here kind of has a different interpretation.
Wait, that's not true. All four of us probably roughly agree on what makes you high value.
No, we don't.
The three of us probably
Ben Shapiro said you said you have high value. I don't think
having
think
like some amount of
even that guy doesn't think Ben Shapiro has high value. Okay, all right.
Like physical fitness. We all agree that that's decently valuable, correct?
On some level, yeah.
Okay. Having some amount of like social status. So you've got the attention of a lot of people and you're influential. We all agree on that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Social status is important.
Having some amount of financial success, right? You have freedom to take care of your family, retire if you want to, even at an early age. We all agree with that, right?
That would make you valuable.
Okay.
And having some level of success with your family and friends, right? We all roughly agree on that, right?
Okay.
If you have those four things in check, you're probably a high value man.
No, it's more than that. See?
What do you mean it's more than that? At that point, if you have those four things that Destiny mentioned, what else do you fucking need? What else do you need at that point? A line of hoes? You don't need that. You don't need that. That's going to fuck up your life. It's going to fuck up your life, man.
What he's saying, I can add more to it because for me, in my head, what high value is way more than that. To you, that might be important, but to me, it's not. That's not everything.
What's a key component missing from what I said?
Is a high value guy the guy that marries somebody from a foreign country and brings her over here so she can get citizenship? Because that's your family.
That might be something that a high value guy does, maybe. I mean, that's like a family dynamic thing. That's like a, I mean, yeah, I mean, there's people who do that. They have high value, sure.
Family dynamic. My family dynamic is different than that. Does that make me high value or low value?
Exactly. It's going to depend on the person.
If I'm in a heterosexual marriage for 27 years and not in a polycule or some shit, like it's like some people will say you're high value because you do that. People will say, Rolla, you can't be red pill because you're married. You can't be married because you're red pill. Okay. And suddenly I'm blue pill because I am actually in a relationship where it's like close on her end, close on her end, and close on my end. But if I go and I talk to the top G or I talk to somebody who's like in an open relationship, is that guy high value?
Man, I feel like this Rolo guy's all over the place. Like he can't actually. So for Rolo, it doesn't matter. The only thing that seems to really matter. Well, what really matters? Because his tweets is one thing, but he's saying it's perception, but of money, of wealth, maximizing wealth. But he then will say Elon Musk isn't even high valued, and He's doing pretty well for himself. Okay. This is wild. This is wild. This is freaking wild, man. This is wild. Okay. Oh, Stream Maxter's live. Well, it is my bedtime now. I work for a living. There is that. I gotta maximize my time. I gotta maximize my time. That way I can rest up and be ready for another day of work. Because I guess I'm a wage guy. This is wild. This is wild. Guys, if you want to know the there's any advice I could give you, is just take steps to better yourself. I know it's so vague. What do I mean by that? Take steps to advance in your career. Take steps to, earn more money. Make better investments. Do that. Sure, yeah. If your concern is how valuable you are, or your attractiveness to women, accumulating wealth will help you there for sure. Improving your status will help, even if it's just perceived. Dress better, work on yourself a little bit. Sure. Also know that there's women who don't even work on themselves at all. And honestly, what kind of woman are you trying to attract? You want that bimbo gold digger? You're not getting them, and they're not even worth it. They just jump to the richest cock. Okay. You want someone who's actually gonna respect you and actually like you, and that's hard to find. If you find that, cling on to that, man. Hold on to that, and don't do side hoe shit. Okay, all right. There you go. There you go. There's my advice. Anyway, this has been fun. With that said, we will end this stream with the usual TNA, because that is fun to see. It is fun to see, for sure. Yeah. That said, y'all take it easy.